Yo, yo. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Mint Underground Monthly Mailbox. This is Monthly Mailbox for March 2026. Now, today, we're going to kick it off with the Bay Area, the North Bay, Northern California, Northern California, out of the Valley Joe, Vallejo. The hillside was his home. But was it also his home? Or was it him, his sister, his brother, and his cousin's home, and other friends and associates? Who I'm talking about is the Click. Most people know about E40, but what do y'all know about the group that he started with called the Click? This is the Click's scandalous wolf tickets, paper chasing, and Killer Cali cassette single. That's right. So who I'm talking about is E40, Be Legit, Sugar T, and D Shot. I believe I have those all in order. Um, this is a dope cassette single that came out about 1994. I mean, not 1994, about 95, actually, now I'm thinking about it. About 95. Yeah, 95. Cause Scandalous, this is off of their game-related album, and so for like that, all these tracks were off of that album back in 1995, and I want to say that came out probably like fall of 95, if I'm correct. I could be wrong, but I'm just trying to think about a lot of times albums, especially back in the days, I could remember what I was doing when I first heard them. So I'm going to say about fall, might have been winter uh, of uh, of 1995, and it carried over. But yeah, Scandalous. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Was it summertime or was it fall? I want to say it's fall though. But anyhow, man, I don't really have much to say about this. We're not going to go doing too many descriptions today in today's episode. We're just going to run through these as fast as possible. So once again, we have the Click, E40's group, with along with his brother, sister, and his cousin. Scandalous, Wolf Tickets, Paper Chasing, Killer Cali, cassette single. This one is sealed, ink sealed condition. I believe I got this one off of Discogs. Who? I don't know. I'm not going to keep researching and doing all that stuff. My purpose is just to let you know what I got in a monthly mailbox for March 2026, okay? Now, since we're talking about the Click, let's keep it moving. We're just going to stay there in the Bay Area, Valley Joe, with the Click. Once again, this is the Click game related CD. Now, this particular version, as you can see, has this hype sticker here. This is an original copy and so forth. It's not in the perfect condition that I would like, but once again, as you know me, grab them while you can. And then when you find another one, you can replace it later on if you're like me. I like to replace them and so forth like this. Why is it not perfect for me? Sometimes it's the condition of the cellophane, sometimes it's the condition of the hype sticker, sometimes it's a promo copy and so it has a notch spine, or in this case, a drilled spine, right? I mean, not drilled spine, but a drilled UPC code right there in the bottom, okay? That's the only reason why. It's not perfect, but it actually is a very clean copy. Very, very clean. I'm happy to have this one too. Very happy to add this to my collection until I find one without the promo holes. Speaking of that, the reason why I always say get them while you can, as time goes on, you guys, things like this and these types of conditions, even with the promo holes and things like that, it's getting harder to find cassette tapes, CDs, and vinyl. All right? So get them while you can. All right. Now we're going to take it back over to the East Coast with a group that's one of my favorite groups. I gave y'all a story about me doing a drawing and writing an essay to win the contest and everything else like that. One of my favorite groups, man. I have a lot of tattoos on my legs and stuff of music artists and things like that. This is a group that I plan on adding to my leg. Probably not their portraits, but things that I want to pay homage to. You know what I mean? Who I'm talking about are some of the early members of the native tongue family, and this is De La Soul's Ring, 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 aka Ha Ha Hey. Hey, how you doing? Sorry you can't get through, but why don't you leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you. Very happy to have this. This is a hard cassette shell. There's many versions. De La Soul, they were, I wouldn't say they were like popular radio, but they were popular for the underground, popular probably for quote unquote backpackers or people like me. I don't consider myself a backpacker, but I love music. So I don't really put myself in that category, East Coast, West Coast, son. I don't do none of that stuff. I don't do no down south only, Midwest, and all. I don't get caught up in that stuff. I like good music. And this De La Soul Ring 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 happens to be a song that I liked. But De La Soul would put out multiple versions. This happens to be a hard copy. Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shh. Rest in peace, Eazy-E. I believe there's some soft copies of this and so forth like that in versions, CD versions. You got vinyl, 12-inch vinyls, things like this. But right now I'm a little focused on my cassette tapes. Maybe I'll go back later on and worry about the vinyl versions and everything else. But right now I got De La Soul, Ring Ring Ring, hard cassette, brand new sealed, and it's in the collection. No more looking for us. Another one off the list. Check. So let's go ahead and get into this. De La Soul was still here. Speaking of soft cassette, this is a soft cassette of De La Soul's Say No Go cassette single from their first album, 3 Feet High and Rising. I'm real happy to have this soft cassette in my collection. But hey, that's not all, you guys. I got the hard cassette too. Have it in this little protective sleeve, no worries. It was shipped to me that way, sort of keeping it that way. There's no cracks or anything like that. But this is the Say No Go a hard cassette version. You know what I'm saying? Real happy to have both versions of these. This one is 2 tracks, and on this one is 5 tracks. You know what I'm saying? The 5 tracks, of course you have 3 tracks that are Say No Go, and let's see what else these other ones are. The Mac Daddy on the left, so actually just 4 Say No Go's, and then 1 extra track, the Mac Daddy on the left. So yeah, added these to the list, and we're gonna take those off of my little shopping list too. Check. Or is it a scribble through the name? De La Soul, Say No Go. Now I can scribble it off of my list. Hey, man, what can I say? I'm not done. I'm staying on De La Soul, man. Like I said, they like one of my favorite groups. One of my favorite groups. When people talk about like the greatest albums, and I said this on some previous episodes, the greatest albums that came out last year and all that, that De La Soul Cabin in the Sky, that's one, like, dope. It's a dope album. So dope. When I was visiting said friends out in Portland, Oregon, I said, hey man, can you take me to a record store real quick? I need to grab a CD real quick. And they said, hey man, no problem. Went and got me that De La Soul, Cabin in the Sky. You know what I'm saying? Had to get it. You know what I mean? Had to have added to my collection. Next up is the cassette tape. I planned on getting it when I got back from there, but life is life, and man, I got to keep rolling, so I haven't had time to go to a record store and get one. They're readily available. They're probably readily available in your community, at your local record store, and hopefully in your community or town that you still have record stores, because like I said, a lot of this stuff is disappearing. There were way more mom and pop shops when I was growing up than what there are now. Woo! Man, that was a mouthful. That last one, De La Soul, that was a mouthful. We're going to take it from the east, from the right side of the coast to the left coast, right? We're going to go from the right to the left, back to the west, okay? The left coast, the west coast, DJ Quick. Quick is the name. Cassette single, you know what I mean? Very happy to have this. This is Quick as the Name. Um, Cassette single. I am looking for other versions of this and so forth like that. So if you happen to have the CD single, let me know. There is one that I see available. Just refuse to pay 100 and something bucks for. I think it has one track, maybe two tracks on the CD single. Just refuse to do that. It's not like, no disrespect to Quick, but I'm not gonna pay that much for this, I know they made a lot of them, so I'm just being patient, waiting for one to come around. And if you happen to have one, let me know. This is DJ Quick from Compton, California's Quick is the Name. It's from the Quick is the Name album, which is his first album with the Tonight, all that stuff like that. Tonight is the night. Uh, Rest in peace to Betty Wright. And then we had Clear as the beat and the rhythm. She was doing the singing, the melody on there. He sampled both of those to create that one song. Smart guy. Both the name of those songs had Tonight is the Night, and one was just called Tonight. But anyhow, I'll go on. Like I said, today is not. This is a reminder for myself. Today is not, or speaking of tonight is not the time to break down songs and what I know. Okay, so DJ Quick is the name. Get yours. Happy to have this. Sealed copy in very good condition. All right, we're going to take it back to the east, all the way to the east. We're going to go to a classic single. One of the funkiest singles that I ever heard came out of the East Coast, especially early on when there was traditionally more of a West Coast type of sound. But these boys, they have two crews, two rappers. They split and came back, but they had their own crews. One followed one followed some other artists followed another. And who I'm talking about is the legendary rap duo EPMD. So what you saying? This is a 2-track cassette single with a club version and a radio version. Of course, the radio version is the edited version and so forth, like that. The club version is the raw, uncut version and so forth. This is an original one. It's on Fresh Records instead of Def Jam or Priority Records and stuff like that. This is an original one. Real happy to have this cassette single and so forth like that. It's brand new sealed as well. I don't remember where I got it. And some of those previous albums from the De La Soul, the DJ Quick, the Click, I didn't cite where I got them from because it's just not time to do that either right now. Just letting you know what I got in my mailbox. You know what I mean? And speaking of EPMD, you know what I'm saying? I have another EPMD album, cassette single that I want to tell you about. The next one is You Had Too Much to Drink. That You Had Too Much to Drink. It's getting rare, but it's not really rare. It's not something that people really are seeking out. So I think I paid $7, $8 or something like that after taxes and shipping. It probably came up to I don't know, $12, maybe 13. I don't know, just going off the top of my dome and so forth like that. But I added it to it. Sometimes you have some space fillers and some things when you're on the topic of EPMD. I was like, I see that other EPMD. Let me just go ahead and grab that while I'm at it. It's cheap. It ain't going to cost too much. Might as well grab both of them at the same time. And that's what I did. So, we got that EPMD. So what you're saying in the EPMD, You Had Too Much to Drink. Hey man, it was a good month in March. You know what I mean? I got quite a few things. I just wasn't spending that much for a lot of these. I don't even remember what this was. I want to say it was before taxes, was probably within the $10 to $15 too, or less. I don't remember, but yeah, man. EPMD, classic group. Eric Parrish. Eric, Parrish Smith, and Eric Sermon. You know, I love them together more than I do them apart and so forth. So, classic. Some of the architects for what we when we started hearing some funky joints coming out of the Jersey and New York area and so forth, like even for Naughty by Nature and all those people. These guys were Redman and all that stuff. They created that East Coast version of what funk sound like and stuff like that. Get yours. All right, we're gonna keep it on the East Coast. Well, is it East Coast? Yes. It's another rap duo. Half of the rap duo is from actually the Boston area. The other half, I want to say, is from the Texas. I can't remember if it was Tyler, Texas, Houston, Texas, somewhere in Texas. But they both moved and eventually planted their roots in the Brooklyn area later on, even after they already joined. They joined, I don't know how they joined, I don't really remember all that. But who I'm talking about is another legendary rap group named Gang Starr. This is Gang Starr's Positivity and No More Mr. Nice Guy cassette single. This is brand new, sealed, in very good condition. All of these at this time seem to have this little like divot where it's sort of like, I don't know if it just came that way, but this is a very clean one. I didn't pay much for this. I want to say it was less than $20 and so forth like that. So this is another one of those March deals that I was real happy to have and add to my collection. I'm a major fan of Gang Starr. Especially this album, their first album with a Manifest, No More Mr. Nice Guy, Positivity. I was really loving what they were talking about, the Afrocentric topics and so forth like that. The Pan-Africanism, a lot of stuff pertaining to the teachings and the mathematics coming from I'm gonna say the Nation of Islam, but from Islam and so forth like that, which was definitely first time I heard people talking about that and so forth, from Elijah Muhammad to Farrakhan to Malcolm X, and all this awareness that I was going through in the late 80s, early 90s. And these were some of the people who were on the same page, and I was learning from. I really like people like this, even going back to the De La Soul, even going back to EPMD and so forth like that. They were talking about things for the time and where I was at that time. You know what I mean? When it comes to people like the Click, E40 and the Click, they were talking about, if you're familiar with the song title, being stepped on and things like that, they were talking about a struggle. Some people call it gangster rap and will say this is conscious rap or whatever and so forth like that, but this was all just rap to me during this time. And they were all talking about the same things, but from different perspectives. It was about the struggles and other things that we were going through. So yeah, to bring it back though, Gang Starr, Positivity, No More Mr. Nice Guy, cassette single. All right, we're going to keep it moving. We're going to move back to the West Coast, but south to the Southwest in Southern California. Who we're talking about is not just out of the Los Angeles County. They're from Compton, California. Compton, California. This particular brother, he ran with a group when they called themselves N-words with attitude and so forth. He was one of the main writers for Eazy-E. And who I'm not talking about is Ice Cube. Who I'm talking about is MC Ren. Forget What You Heard, or F What You Heard. Mayday, On the Front Line. This cassette single. This one is brand new, sealed. It's not perfect though, y'all. I have this in this clear protective sleeve. I shouldn't say I have it. The person who I bought it from put it in there, and I do appreciate people sending those in and stuff like that. I don't do it myself, but so it's not necessary. But I also like those added touches. Why is it not perfect, you guys? Well, once again, it has a promo hole on the barcode. It's not perfect, but get it while you can. So yeah, man. I already have this cassette single, but the cassette single version that I already had, it has some wear to the sleeve, to the outer protective sleeve, and this promo hole isn't much compared to the wear. So it's like, I'm gonna keep this version. You know what I mean? So grab what you can when you can find it, and replace it with a better one when you get a chance to. You know what I mean? So continue to do that. MC Ren, F What You Heard, Mayday on the Front Line, cassette single. All right, taking it back to the East Coast. Back to the East Coast, New York City. Out of the borough of Brooklyn. Flatbush. If you know anything about Flatbush, Flatbush is a hub for a lot of West Indies, Jamaicans. You could be from Saint Teresa, Saint this, Saint that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of West Indian people and so forth in the Flatbush area. Who I'm talking about is a lot of people don't really realize that he falls within those categories. He's a dope MC, man. I just wish that he kept. I'm sure he's still rhyming. Um, I just wish that he would have stayed on the roll that he was on for his first two CDs and so forth like that. But his first album is definitely a classic. But he's my idol. When I was what? He was my idol when I was a freshman in high school and stuff. He thought he had the highest title. He thought he was number uno. He's not Puerto Rican, but he's speaking that you and I know. Who I'm talking about is Special Ed. Come on, let's move it. Happy to have this. I'm adding it to the collection. Come on, let's move it. Cassette single. It comes from his what's it called? Legal album and so forth like that. You know, it's brand new, still sealed. Has the what is this? The gift of the give the gift of music thing here, and I remember that on a lot of stuff. Back in the days, people will put those on. It's not necessarily a hype sticker, but technically, but it is a hype sticker in the sense of that they were trying to hype the sales around the holidays, or just to say, hey man, think of music as a gift. Buy somebody this copy. I'm sure you got it. Who's interested in it, who might like it, but it also still has the original sticker price on it and so forth like that. Going back to what I said before, just in case you're a seller or a collector or both, if you happen to have price stickers on your cassettes, vinyl, or CD, don't remove them. You're actually taking away the value. This gives it a story. It gives it a story. And it sucks to have the stickers, you try to remove them and it has all the residue, all ugly, smudges. You can't even clean that stuff up, right? Without messing it up further and stuff. So just leave it alone, hands off. It tells a story, you guys. Even if you're not selling it, if you're a collector, leave the sticker on. You see how this little gift thing is over Special Ed's face? You know what I mean? Who cares? So what? Who cares? Who cares? Leave it there. You know what I mean? Especially if you're going to keep it sealed in brand new condition like I plan on it. You know what I mean? So just keep the stickers on it, you guys. Don't take them off. It just, to me, it kills the value. However, once again, if that's the only way I'm going to get it until I find a better copy, I'm still going to grab it that way. But I'm just being honest with you. It breaks my heart when people remove those stickers, and you could tell they removed the stickers because it's like the cellophane tore under it, it's smudged, it's sticky, all that crap. You know what I mean? So keep it on there. Special Ed, come on, let's move it. Adding it to the list. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Line through, another one off the list. All right, you guys, from here on out, it's just the CDs. Yeah, CDs. You know CDs? CDs nuts. Anyhow, had to go old school on y'all, showing my age. But anyhow, it's all CDs from here on out, Next up, we're going to take it to not the West Coast, because to me, you're not the West Coast if you're not actually on the coast. You could be West Coast influence, like here in Colorado, we're West Coast influence, but I call us the West, not the Midwest, but the West. I'm going to call them the West too. But who I'm talking about is this group is coming out of Las Vegas, Nevada. I don't consider that West Coast. I'm not from there. You guys could consider it if you are from there, but I don't consider it because there's no coast, dog. You have to have a coast to be West Coast. you know, technically, you know. If you don't like my technicality, it's all right. It's all right. Anyhow, who I'm talking about is the Doomsday Production official tour CD. Let's see what it's called though. Sounds of the Underground official tour CD. Doomsday Productions Sounds from the Underground official tour CD, and so forth like that. I've seen it many times for many years. I've been waiting patiently, and I'm glad I waited patiently because people were charging anywhere up to 200 and beyond. I was able to get this, I want to say, off of eBay or something in an auction format. I want to say I got it for like $50 or something like that. You know, I don't know, but it was definitely less than $100. It wasn't that expensive, no matter what. I couldn't find one for less. But if you put it in an auction, or auction had, like, you know, in an auction, and you're a seller, you do run the risk of people either not seeing it or not valuing it, or they got their eyes on something else. Not that they like that, but whatever. So to me, it was like a come up. You know what I mean? It's brand new sealed. They put it in one of those extra sleeves, but it's brand new sealed. Real happy. This is something that I have been waiting for. To add to my Doomsday collection, Doomsday production collection, and so forth like that. To add to my Brother Lynch Hung affiliate collection. To add to my Black Market Records affiliation collection. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's finally off the list. Check. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Line through. However you want to do it. Erase it. It's off the list, you know. Doomsday production. Sounds from the Underground tour, official tour CD. Got that. Shout out to Felix the Cat. Radio. Anyhow, Denver, Colorado. Kingdom. I'm Reign. Omnipotent. This is the second pressing that was put out by Most Wanted Records. If you guys aren't familiar with Most Wanted Records, but you're familiar with me, or you know, we put out an album together, LOL, Lords of Lyrics, Not Laughing Out Loud, Heaven or Hell CDs, cassette tapes, and vinyl. They didn't do the cassette tapes. I did the cassette tapes, so it's only available through menunderground.com. But we did the CDs and the vinyl. Anyhow, they put this out. I do have the original. I happen to personally know Kingdom, Jeff McWhirter, aka Jeff McWhirter, and so forth like that. Cool cat, originally from Los Angeles, California, moved to Denver, Colorado early in life, and so forth like that. But this was a dope album to have. This is the second pressing version. Now, when I bought this version, I got it online, and I really couldn't tell. And this is one of those things, it's my fault. I'm not going to really blame it on the seller, but what I am going to say is people who know this album, my responsibility sometimes is I got to be responsible sometimes to ask people for photos. Because sometimes people only take the photo of this, and I can't really tell if it's the second pressing that's a little bit faded, because some cameras are better than others, some angles are better than others, and this looked like the original version, and it wasn't. He didn't have the back copy. If he had the back copy, you would see Most Wanted Records logo right there, right next to the 3 the Hard Way logo. He didn't have that, but the price was. I took the chance because I didn't want it to sell. And that's how I usually come up sometimes. Sometimes people don't know what they're doing and things like that. And I will buy it. I still paid a lot for it, but not as much as it would be if I already have a copy, but to find another copy and resell it, right? So I was trying to resell it, and if you know me, I don't pay much. It's $50 or less. And in order for it to be like $50, it has to be a very good CD that I know goes for more. An original copy will go for way more than $50. I didn't really want to take the time to wait for him to get back with me like, hey, send me more pictures. and stuff. So I just pulled the trigger and paid for it. And I told myself, man, why did you do that? And I'm like, you should have just waited. Sometimes I too get impatient, but I got it. And I was like, man, it's the most wanted version, the second pressing, and this is way too high for. It's still available. Speaking of that, if you guys want to get a copy of this, go to Most Wanted Records right now. Most Wanted Records. I want to say it's on the Big Cartel or whatever website, but look up Most Wanted Records, and these are available. I highly suggest this album. I highly suggest you guys go out and support them. But I'm not going to pay almost $50 for this CD when it's still readily available for $15. And I pretty much told the guy, hey, I took accountability for me not being patient and all those things, just like how I'm doing with you. And the guy was understanding. And then I said, hey, man, it's, what do you want to do? And it was cool. He refunded me and so forth. And that's it. It is what it is. I really appreciate him. I wish I knew his name to give him a shout out and so forth. But I got to be accountable. I was willing to just go ahead and suffer the consequences because I knew it was my mistake. But I also don't want to talk myself out of trying to, take accountability, but also see if another person will be honest on his side. I can't say if he is being honest or dishonest. I don't want to speak for anybody, but sometimes when you only take the picture at the front and you're charging like it's the original copy, I was just thinking, you know what I'm saying, or expensive. It feels, I'm not going to say you did it, it feels like you're hiding, hiding. So I'm not going to try to make someone responsible for theirs. I'm going to be responsible for mine. But I'm just glad that it worked out. Two minds came together. There's no arguing. And that's another thing. When you have a problem with something, just talk to someone honestly and talk to someone nicely. If you don't talk to people nicely and so forth like that, you probably have the opposite approach. My grandmother had a saying, you catch more bees with honey than vinegar. Thank you to whoever you are for working that out with me and so forth like that. And that's nothing. When you be honest, other people can be honest with you and they can respect that. So anyhow, Kingdom, I reign omnipotent. Second, well, now that I think about it, it's not the second pressing. It's the third pressing. There was another pressing. It's a CDR version from Japan that Jeff gave them permission, and I think he might have even made it himself. It was a horrible. It came out horrible. It wasn't. I don't even know if it was professionally. Was it professionally pressed CDR? It might have been, but it was horrible. The artwork was bad. Everything was bad, and I feel bad whoever paid him to license that. I want to say it was. I'm not even going to say no names, but that second pressing wasn't it. So I'm going to call this the third pressing and so forth like that. I got caught up, you guys. I'm trying to just go through these and just say it and keep moving, reduce the time. That was my whole goal. I can't help myself. You know what I mean? So anyhow, thank you once again, Kingdom. What's up, Jeff? I reign omnipotent. Next up, there's two versions of this album. Two versions of this album. I can't remember the record companies or anything, but we're not going to worry about that right now. What I have up here is the original version. Did I already have this CD in my collection? Absolutely. I already had it in my collection. But I'm on this new kick where I'm trying to replace some of my old music. And if I get an opportunity to find a brand new copy, I'll replace it with a brand new copy and so forth. And that opportunity presented itself. This one was found on eBay, and just like I said, sometimes I feel like people take photos of only the front. They don't want you to see the sides. Like sometimes they don't want you to see the side because it has a promo notch spine or something's wrong with it. Sometimes they don't want you to see the back because it has some wavy inserts. There's a lot of like misleading things that a lot of sellers do. Especially not only on eBay but Discogs. So you sort of like have to ask questions. But there's sometimes certain titles that go for a lot of money, and if you take too long, next thing you know, asking question is gone. You know what I mean? So I ordered this trying to replace my personal copy that I had, and it said brand new sealed. It is brand new, but it's not in the original seal. And the only reason why I know it's not in the original seal is because I bought the dang thing so many times back in the day. I bought this album probably like 4 times, and I've never seen it in a seal like this. Who I'm talking about is out of Flint, Michigan. A legendary rapper. Rest in peace to MC Breed, the New Breed. This is my favorite album by MC Breed. Yes, even more than what's the album with No Future in Your Friend and all these other albums. I still have all those albums, but this is my favorite album. To me, this is his best album. He was associated a lot with Thug Life, Tupac, and all those people, Warren G. So it had that people who weren't on death row but ended up on death row, people who were associated with Dr. Dre but they didn't acknowledge him and he ended up getting signed with Def Jam instead of Death Row, you know, Warren G. But there's like a lot of relationships, and the production was amazing on here. The rap was amazing on here. And if you know anything about the Midwest is like us out here in the West in Denver. We have a lot of associations where we get along very well with the West Coast and the South, just traditionally. East Coast too, we don't really trip. We're just not one of those types of people who like I only do, like I said, it's just our personality. Here in Denver, we're probably West Coast more affiliated and related, and just style wise, we tend to go with that. But this album is out of the Midwest, Flint, Michigan, and it sort of was like the stuff that I was hearing out of the Bay Area from like Too Short, which he was affiliated with Too Short and all of them, the Dangerous Crew, Dangerous Music. Yeah, man, MC Breed, DFC, they was really doing some stuff back then. But that's my favorite MC Breed album. But it's not brand new sealed. It has a reseal that's barely like, it's not a polyolefin, but it's a what do you call it? PVC seal. Yeah, man. So I'm still on the search because I want an actual cellophane, not PVC. The other shrink wrap is called polyolefin or something like that. This one is a PVC. It's more of a harder one. Yeah, but I'm still happy to have it. You could tell it's new. It's crisp as heck. It's definitely brand new. It's just not the way it was initially released. You know what I'm saying? I am picky like that. I'm a collector, y'all. You know, but I'm still happy to have it. Still on the search. I'm not going to really go into it, but there's two versions of this. I'm only looking for the original version, not the second version. Maybe after I get the original version in the condition, the way I want it, maybe I'll look for the second pressing. But I don't think it's necessary for me to have every pressing of every CD. But who knows? I'll change. That's what happens with a collector. We find more reasons to buy more stuff. If you like me, a good addict and addicted to music and your collection, you're going to find some reasons to convince yourself to do the opposite of what you said. You know what I mean? Can I get a hallelujah? All right, the final one. Guess what? We're gonna stay in Michigan, y'all. It's just not Flint, Michigan. It's just not Flint, Michigan. We're gonna go to Detroit. Detroit, man. Who I'm talking about. I've always wanted this CD, this album. It's not brand new sealed. It's not really hard to find. I'll be honest with you. Come to find out, I'm gonna tell you who I'm referring to, but this isn't just him by himself. It's a group, his group effort. I forget everybody's name and so forth like that. But the main person who I buy it for is Esham. But this isn't an Esham album. This is Nodis, Life After Death. Nodis, as we know, spelled backwards, is Satan. This is Nodis, Life After Death, and so forth. And this is the original version on Real Life Productions. Happy to have this. Its condition. It's not like new. I'll probably say the artwork is very good plus, possibly excellent, and the CD is just very good. Not even very good. To me, good. I would rate this on my website as good. Still happy to have it and so forth like that. Does have a little residue on there, speaking of that, of taking stickers off. Like I said, y'all, even if it's used, just leave the sticker on. No one cares. We know we're paying resale prices. Just leave it on, y'all. Just leave it on. You ain't fooling nobody. It don't really matter, dog. Just leave it on. This is the last and final CD that we're talking about, but it's not the last thing for the video. But I just want to say, going back to the Nodis Life After Death CD, I've been looking for this for a while, just looking for a decent price or a better price than what I always see it. This CD could go anywhere from $30 up to $100, but usually it's like 30 to $50 and stuff like that. Like I said, things are getting harder to find those these days, so prices are starting to creep up on a lot of albums. This is another one that's finally scribble, 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 check, line through it, erased off the list. All right, you guys. I'm done with the CDs, cassettes. Didn't have any vinyl this episode, but all the actual music formats. As you guys know, in my collection, I don't only collect the actual music, playable recordings. I don't only collect the recordings. I even collect memorabilia, toys, other things. It could be anything, candles. If I like it, I'm going to add it to my collection. If I think it's unique, I'm going to add it to my collection. Now, back in March, I decided to buy this toy. I've been seeing this toy prior to him passing. This is a legendary artist. He's affiliated with the Juice Crew, which is out of Queens, but I want to say he's from Brooklyn, like Big Daddy Kane. But he used to be real tight. He might be Queens, but I think he's from Brooklyn. Correct me if I'm wrong, That's the thing about crews. Even the Wu-Tang Clan, you would think that they're from, they're going to be from the Stapleton or Park Hill projects, and I want to say is it Long Island and so forth like that. But some of the members are from Brooklyn, like Goldie B was from Brooklyn Zoo, Spectre Deck and them, I want to say, was from Brooklyn. If not him, it was Jizza, one of the two. But anyhow, not all crews come from the same neighborhood. So I want to say this one he was from Brooklyn, from the Juice Crew, and I'm not talking about Big Daddy Kane. I'm talking about the diabolical Biz Markie. What I got here, y'all, is this Biz Markie 18-inch doll, and it comes in this cereal box. Man, now, this is pretty dope, y'all. I can't lie. This is dope. Let's see. It has these nutritional facts. And I'm reading this to you guys as I got it and as I see it. Nutritional facts, servings. Serving size, 18-inch Biz Markie dolls. Servings per container, about 1. It says it's going to rot your teeth, y'all. Calories from fat. Don't ask. Total fat, 1 gram. Saturated fat, 0 grams. Polysaturated fat, 0 grams. Monosaturated fat, 0 grams. Cholesterol, OMG. Sodium, OMG. Total dehydrate, most of time. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. But the protein, vitamin A, vitamin C, bass, treble, volume, irony, EQ, synth, chorus, rhymes, magnificent, zing. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he has even more funny things. If you know anything about Biz Markie, he's always been a comedy. Even him rapping, doing the meow, 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 meow. Next to Roxanne Shante, I forget the name of the song, but I remember hearing it recorded on cassette tape. You know what I mean? I want to say my homeboy Kareem Abdullah had that and so forth when I was a kid, man. What's up, Kareem? Anyhow, yeah, man. It just was like, he's always been a character, picking boogers, just a friend. You know what I'm saying? The vapors, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He was a storyteller, always a funny and charismatic person. But what else is good? Like, even this doll looks like he's picking his nose, booger picking. Like I said, picking booger. And they call his finger because the shape of the finger of the doll is the booger picking finger. Accessory includes the Biz Markie ring. It's an 18-inch Biz action figure. Squeeze Biz to hear beatboxing sounds. So it's going to beatbox. You know he was a beatboxer. You know, if you guys aren't familiar with him, even go back, some of you guys who've watched Big Will Smith, aka Fresh Prince, and you want to go to the Men in Black album, you know, remember him beatboxing? That was his alien voice and his communication, all that stuff. He's always just been live like that. Flavor, flavor, flavor. This is brand new sealed. It does have some damage. It's not perfect. There's a website too where you could get these brand new if you want yours brand new, but I think you're gonna pay like $1,000. And it's his website. It's like his foundation. I forget what it's called. I'm going to say Biz Foundation or Biz Markie Foundation, something like that. Nobody beats the Biz Foundation. I forget what it's called, but you can find it. But you're going to pay $1,000. I didn't pay nowhere near that for this. I don't care if it has a little bit Bitcoin. No, it's not perfect, but I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Real happy to add this to the collection. It's something that I've been watching for a while. You know, it's finally in my collection. You can see someone has some stains on here. They probably spilled a soda. I don't know what the heck it is, but remember, like, removing the stickers? I'm not going to touch that because I'm afraid that it will damage it, warp it, or change the texture of this actual cereal box. Part of another reason why I got it, I have some other cereal boxes and so forth in here, food related things. So I'm just sort of adding it to it. It goes along with the theme of a lot of my collections. Remember I said I'm gonna collect a candle for whatever reason. I'm gonna collect this. Well, first of all, this is Biz Markie. Qualified. Check. He meets that criteria. This is Biz Markie. Need I say more? And it's in a dope cereal box. Do you remember and do you understand why he did a cereal box? Man, let me find it, man. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna keep this going. Man, class is in session. Hold on, man. Let me see. Let me find it. Let me put this right here. Y'all stay right there, okay? Okay, y'all. This is why he did a cereal box. On the inside of the Diabolical Biz, the Biz Never Sleeps album. This is the CD. I don't have the vinyl, but I do have the cassette tape. But when you open up this CD or the cassette tape, you're going to see him and his cousin, Cool V, eating cereal. And the cereal is in the shape of drums and everything else, and he's tossing it like he's going to catch the drums in his mouth and so forth. Like, that's what they're eating. Hence the cereal box, bro. He's playing off of this. I had to have this, man. I had to have this. I even have the long box version of this. So now that I'm talking it out, I might put my long box with this cereal box. This is how I think, bro. I'm an artist. I'm a creator. You know, yeah, you know, I can't help myself for who I am. I don't want to explain who I am to you guys. My brain processes information different. I'll just put it that way. But my brain, normal brain is moving like this. My brain is like, and when I like something, I dive into it. And no, I'm not ADHD. Maybe I am, but it's a different diagnosis. I really love music. I really love these things. So I really like hang on to small tidbits of him eating cereal and tossing a drum into his mouth. Things like that. You know, that's what I do, you guys. So I think that's why a lot of people tune in to me, you know. I'm trying to transfer everybody over Instagram. I'm trying to transfer everybody over from the sickness.net back in the days. Prior to that, the BART, early Instagram, early Facebook. And now I'm trying to move all that stuff over to here, but organically. People will find me. They'll find me. But I think that's why people tune in to me, because of my innate ability to remember things, to tell you where I was at. I'm relatable. I'll put it that way. And I'm not talking like I'm the stuff. but I realize there's certain values that I have to real collectors who think like me. I know I'm not the only one. If you're watching this, you more than likely have a lot of similarities. I'll put it that way. A lot more similarities than differences. So, anyhow, Biz Markie, 18-inch doll. The Biz never sleeps, the diabolical Biz. That's how I tie it in. I know I planned on just doing a monthly mailbox from March. You know what I mean? But I sort of can't help who I am. That's what I mean. I just, yeah, you get me going, my brain will just flow into all this information. Walking Rolodex. I can't, not even Rolodex, a walking computer, a walking thesaurus, a walking whatever is the right word. I'm really into music. I really love music. I love what I do. I'm not here just, I could have 20 followers and I'm perfectly okay still sharing this information. That's not my motive. A lot of people do it to be seen. If you watch a lot of other people who show their collections, they're going to show you their collections, but they can't really honestly talk to you about their collections. It's more like showing off their collection. Special shout out to my boy, I Destroy, who had me on his show off your gems. I'm not talking like that to him or anything like that, or anybody in particular and stuff. But I do watch other people, and I'm not gonna lie, I do get disappointed because all you can really say is, "Here's this. This is my rarest piece," but you can't really talk about those pieces. Sort of, get tired, you know. So anyhow, man, let me shut my mouth. I'll probably offend a lot of people and so forth like that, but I'll say this: if the shoe fits, wear that motherfucker, man. Make sure it's your size though. All right, all right, you guys. That about does it. I spoke enough. I said enough. I probably offended a lot of people, but hey, man, that's on you, not me. I speak my truth, not yours. Very comfortable with who I am and what I say and do here. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in to me, being patient with me. I appreciate all those of you guys who subscribe. I love those people who like it. You know what I mean? Like my videos. I even like the people who share my videos or record my videos and post them. That started to happen. Um, but I think the not trying to put anybody. There's no big eyes or little U's in here. Um, but I really, if you really want to know, I really appreciate the people who comment below. If you guys could just continue to comment below, I like interacting with people who are like me because, like I said, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one, you know. I know I'm not the only one whose brain goes like, I know that. Tell me about your brain. Tell me about your collection. Tell me about what you liked, what you disliked about this video, what I could have did, what I could have did differently. Whatever your opinion is. Maybe I listen, maybe I won't. But I always read them and I always respond because I always respect that. I always respect everybody's views. So thank you for tuning in to the Men Underground Monthly Mailbox for March 2026. I am your host, Mint. Two Stokes, y'all. And I'm out.